Hi, this is Ted at Valley of the Dolly. Today I wanted to go over the latest housing numbers we have in Portugal. Today on Valley of the Dolly. Now, if you like this content, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. It really helps the algorithm move the video forward and make it more accessible to other people who are looking for the same information. I'm going to go over the latest information that was published by the National Institute for Statistics from Portugal. And in about a month, we'll go over the third quarter. Right now, this is the second quarter. That's the last information that's available. And the headline reads that housing prices, or the sale price of housing, has gone up almost 8% year on year, which is tremendous. That's much more than I was expecting, and much more than the estimates that I've seen or the projections that I've seen recently. Not only that, but the number of units that have sold has also increased 10%. But we should pad that a little by saying that the units that have been selling had decreased dramatically from a few years ago. And now we're seeing that kind of rebound again. So you're seeing more units being sold now than you had a year ago. So those numbers are incredible. It's a great increase in the number of units that are being sold, and also a great increase in what people are getting for the homes when they sell them. But it does give me pause to question a couple things. And I'm wondering if you're thinking the same thing. So you may be really excited to buy now. You say, hey, prices are going up almost 8%. They were going up just 2 years ago over 10%, 12 to 13% at the high point, right? And now they've kind of come back down to this average 7.7 to 8% increase annually. So maybe now is the time to buy because prices just continue to go up. But I guess I have to look at charts like this that have been published by the Fed. And in this chart, this is the real home price for homes in Portugal. And when they say real, what they mean that is it's incorporated inflation as well. And you'll note that from 2000, the real value of homes that were being sold decreased until you got down to about 2014. And then in 2014, those prices began to rebound. But it's not until you hit 2019, almost 2020, before you come back to the real value that we had in 2000. So that's almost 20 years before the value rebounded. And then in the last 4 years, you've continued to see a dramatic increase in the pricing of properties in Portugal. And this dip and return is not the only one we can see on the chart, because in the previous 10 years, there was also a high point and then followed by a dip before it came back up to that point in 2000 where the housing prices were high again. So there is a history in Portugal of pricing hitting a high point, so being in kind of a bubble, and then going back down to a low point, and then coming back up again. So the question is, are we in a bubble? That's a really good question. It's really something that you probably don't know until the bubble bursts. So if we are in a bubble, then you'll see the prices will have hit a high point. A lot of times right now, people keep saying, oh, but demand is so strong, it's impossible for prices to go back down. But I think in the US in 2008 and 2009, right before the housing bubble burst there, that was all you ever heard, is that demand is so strong, there's way too many people looking for houses than there are houses available. But once we went into a recession, there were way too many houses for the number of people who were looking to buy a house, and you saw the prices drop. So demand is really something that is flexible depending on the economic situation of the people who are buying property. So if we go into a recession in Europe, then you can expect that prices may come down again, and that demand just won't be there. Also, if we go into a recession, a lot of times properties, for example, down in the Algarves, are second properties. And when people find financial hardship, they'll sell off that second property because they'll keep their primary property. Maybe that's in the UK or Italy or Spain or Germany or France. And they'll sell the vacation home that they have because they just feel that finances are too tight. But right now, things are going incredibly well and the market continues to rise. So it is a question that you have to ask, are we in a bubble? Back in 2000, at this chart, you'll see that there was a huge increase in the number of residential buildings that were being completed. So they were up to almost 15,000 buildings a year. And then that number drops as housing prices dropped as well. And that construction boom never returned again. So construction remains down at the level of 2,500 to 3,000 buildings a year. That's dramatically lower than the 15,000 high peak that you saw in 2000 to 2005. So is it a question of supply and demand? Is it a question of the interest rates coming down? The European Central Bank has continued to lower interest rates over this last year and may continue to do so in the next year. Is it an issue of a recession? Right now, we're not expected to have a recession this year in 2024 or 2025 as far as I know. But often with recessions, we don't know that we're in a recession until after the recession has begun. So I'm really interested to hear what you think. Do you think that the market will just continue to increase? Or do you think that we've maybe hit a high point and that the market may begin a correction some point in the future? This is Ted at Valley of the Dolly. I look forward to talking with you again soon. If you like this content, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I look forward to talking with you again soon. Thank you. Bye now.